trying to catch the beat. 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 Now who the now who the now who the trying to catch the beat. 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 Now who the now who the now who the
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ant coming to you live and direct from Beyond Reality Podcast. Like and subscribe to the channel. I got another classic one for y'all. This girl right here is like finding a needle in a haystack. But, you know, we was able to finally get the time right, day right. For all y'all who was requesting her to get on the show, it was hard work, but, you know, I made it happen, man. Krump Talk, episode 18. Kisses, y'all. Let's go. Dang.
What? You can't just come out here like, hey.
Melissa, what's good, man?
Up. Hello.
How you feeling?
Oh, you know, same old, same old.
I just want to say God is good to get you on my platform, man.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, it's like I said in your intro, it's like finding a needle in the haystack, man. But we made it happen.
Hey, look. It took a while, but you know I'm here.
Yeah, facts. But you know, how your day going?
Look, today was a day. I ain't gonna lie. Like, it was a day where I woke up. I was like, oh yeah, my nail appointment is at 9:30. Go outside, go to my car, and find out that it is towed. I was like, towed? I was like, no. So I was all asking the little guys outside, the construction guys, and they was like, oh, mija, you're looking for your car? I was like, yeah. And it was like, oh, was it a long night? I was like, no. It was more like I just parked and I was going to move it. But then I forgot there was construction thing going on. So, yeah, that was a whole process.
what's your nationality? You're not Spanish, are you?
Yeah, I am. Hold on. Filipino,
I knew it was Filipino.
Mexican,
Damn.
Puerto Rican, and Samoan. Hey.
Damn.
Islander and Spanish. That's what I say.
So what do you prefer someone to address you as? Spanish or Mexican, or it don't matter?
It really don't matter because I kind of look like I'm Filipino at times, and then I kind of look like I'm Spanish at times. But I don't know. Look, my mom, she full Filipino, and she just like this little Asian lady, and everyone just thinks I'm full Filipino. So everybody know my mom.
Man, that's dope though. Let's jump into the show. Introduce yourself, Kisses, for those who don't know you.
Everyone who don't know, it's my super short show. No, I was kidding. My name's Melissa, aka Kisses. That's it.
Where did you get the name Kisses from? I always wanted to know that.
Oh my God. I knew you was going to jump into that.
Yo, Melissa, I got smoke for you, man. I hope you prepared for this dope interview.
Why? Okay, look. So, obviously, what was it? Me, Joey, Quinnell, and James, like all of us from Oceanside, just like crumping, right? And then we was always practicing in James's garage. So we go in the garage, we trying to figure out different crump names, but we had a crew called TMC. We used to call ourselves Too Much Clowns. So we try to do that whole finding the name thing. We was like, Joey, what would you be? Like, they were like, oh, Reese's peanut butter or something. Like, we was just trying to find weird names. And then I was dating, at that time, Quinnell. Everybody know who Bash is, right? So, yeah, I was dating him at the time. So we was, like, labbing, practicing, and then, like, just me being an emotional, sensitive kind of woman, I was just, like, the touchy type. So I was like, oh, can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Can I have a kiss? Whatever, right? So then it was like, yo, let's name her Hershey's. No, Kisses. And so from there, it was like, I guess we just kept with it, and I had that for a long time.
Wow, so we got to give credit to B-Dash, Knucklehead, and Bash.
B-Dash? No!
What was
Bash?
James? No, but you saying James, right? For B-Dash.
No, James is the other homie that was out here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Then a different James then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking you mean B-Dash. I'm like, oh, shit.
No, I didn't meet them till later down the line.
All right, well, yeah, we'll get into all that. So when, have you always been a dancer, or Krump just kind of like fell into your lap, sort of say?
I've always been a dancer. I've been into sports mostly, but I've been dancing since like I was 7 years old. I was into jazz and ballet, and then I've done tap dancing, and tap dancing was cool, but then I got into sports. So when I was like, 10, I was doing track, and then football, and then baseball. So that was my thing. And then I got into basketball. Then in middle school, I was joining this dance team, and I just noticed I wasn't into that girly jazz leap kind of thing. So I just started doing hip hop, and then high school, I became one of the captains in high school for my dance team. And then from there in 2007, that's when Quinnell was telling me about his cousin, which is Foolish. And then I was telling him like, yo, I got a cousin too that be crumping. And Aaron. So I was like, heck yeah. And we just learned from our cousins and stuff. And then we brought it out here, and then we just started teaching other people. And we were different, like high school rivals or whatever. So we would have like battles in between and everything. So it was funny.
Now, what city is you originally from?
Oceanside.
Okay.
I was born in 29 Palms, but I'm from here because, the military, my dad's from the military, so.
Oh, okay. Oh wow, that's dope to hear, man. See, this is why this is called Beyond Reality, because you get to know stuff that someone will ever know about. I'm glad you I'm
That's
glad you're getting a
basic.
little
No, I'm
bit
kidding.
you're getting a little bit more comfortable now.
What, you know what?
So as you said, you started your dance. How did you start it, like with the crumping, like when you wanted to get more serious with it?
I believe it was during like high school, when we would have like sessions and stuff, and then during pep rallies we'll go to different high schools just to be part of their pep rally and just like jump in there and start battling people for no reason. And then there was a session out here in Temecula, and that's when I first met Casper. And Casper was out here. It was all of us from Oceanside and Grimm, and we all went to the session in Temecula, and Casper was part of it. And that's when Grimm came out with his first little bang, and Casper was sitting here doing all this stuff. And yeah, and that's when I was Lady Grimm at the time too.
You was a lot of lady everything, man.
Look,
We're
Lady
gonna
Grimm, Lady Crush.
we're gonna get into all that. It's all good, but man, wow, that's something that I didn't know that what you just said. Wow, that's dope, though, man. It's really dope. So let's get into the Krump King's initiation. First of all, before we start there, I want to say, like, I always respected your dance styles, especially from a female, because you're like more technical dancers. You well put together with your dance style, and I always admire, like, you one of my favorite female dancers. So
Oh, well, it's a pleasure.
yeah, I'm honest as well. Your Krump King put on. For those who don't know that backstory, kind of elaborate on that.
Shoot. Okay. This was one of my first tours, and where was we? In Hong Kong, China.
Right.
And it was more like a beefy, like, put on. It was crazy. Like, okay, so wait, rewind. So the night before I got put on, they tell us, oh, okay, y'all performing at this club. And we was like, okay. So we see all these like Asians, and we just like dancing or whatever. Then we perform. All had a nice night. Then all of a sudden the next day, it was like, that was too much drinking. I was young. I don't know why. But that put on was like, it just seemed like everybody woke up angry, and they was just ready to get off on me for no reason. So what's his name? I don't know his name. I don't know. But all I know is that Solo, Ches, Riot, and was it Boy Bad?
Boy Bad.
Boy Bad.
You don't know
Look, I
got you, though. It's like all good. I got you.
So that whole thing was, I think Ches went off first. So once he went off on me, I was like, okay, let me try and hang in there. So I went, and then all of a sudden Solo was like, nah, you ain't finna have it this easy. Like, he just goes off on me. Then here comes Riot coming through with his little I was like, dang. And then I started throwing up. They was like, I don't care if you throwing up, you gonna keep going. I was just like, hold on. Like, I had too much drinks last night, maybe a hangover. They was like, we don't give a damn, you gonna keep going. So that's what happened. It was maybe like 12 rounds, and I only probably went like 6.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was crazy.
What would your rebuttal? What would your rebuttal be if people said that a lot of that was scripted?
Nah, especially when they had flipped the bed to let the people know it was serious. I was like, we're gonna flip this bed, push it against the wall so we can have more room. That way, all of them, I don't know. It was not scripted. It was just more of like them just letting me know, like, if you trying to be part of Krump Kings, you got to step your game up, and you can try and hang in there with us. So
now, did you really feel bullied at the time?
Well, I mean,
or was
I
that
guess
just
as
emotional? Emotion
you
type.
know, I'm just an emotional human being. So, I mean, it's like that everywhere I go. Like even when we was on ABDC, like the whole
Yeah,
crew from the
hold on. Take your time. Take your time. We're gonna get to that.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm just emotional when it comes to like events or like groups or something.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, we're gonna get to that part too. We're gonna get to that.
He
You
said,
know,
hold on.
damn man. Yeah, man, that Hong Kong put on, a lot of people say it was scripted. A lot of people, so for like them, like, how would they say, putting you through that pressure test where like they'll go off and eat somewhere and then you'll be off. Like, is all that scripted as well, or was that real shit too?
It was real. It was just more of me, like, I don't know. I just when I have like something like beef with somebody or something, it was just more like that group would just leave and I'd kind of stick to myself. So I was just more to myself. I like exploring things on my own.
Okay.
So I was just wanting to do something else. They wanting to go try something crazy and I didn't want to try any of that. So like when they had the little squid on the damn table on top of the rice moving and all you had to do is pour some soy sauce on it, I'm not in for that. They wanted seafood. I don't eat seafood. So I was like, let me get some Chinese Burger King or McDonald's, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
For
yeah.
those like for those who don't actually know you outside of dance world, kind of let everybody know like what type of person you are.
Like the real me outside of
Yeah,
dancing?
yeah, the real you.
Well, I mean, if
It can
you
be
don't know
PG as
me,
well.
huh?
I say it could be PG. You don't have to give the, if it's R rated. This is the PG version.
Oh, the PG.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm just a funny person. I love to clown. I'm all about laughing, smiling. I'm very emotional, but I know how to manage it. But when I see something, I like to call people on their bullshit. So it is what it is. That's just
Mm-hmm.
me as a person. I'm very blunt about a lot of things, and just I'm a happy person. I may have some struggles, some things here and there, but I can't let it take me down. So
Yeah, that's dope. Now, were you part of Foundation Crew?
yeah, day shit all day. Still in my heart. Hello.
You
Day
know,
shit or don't dance.
a lot of dancers that I've been interviewing lately, man, they trying to say which crew was better at the time,
Day,
Feds or Found. I agree with you. I think they
day
have the
shit.
best dancers.
Facts. And then on top of that, we was a family. Like if it came down to dancing, no matter what, all of us was there. If it came down to just going out to eat or going to the movies and fellowship, we all was there. Like I don't know how we had the gas money back then. I don't know whose car we took or whose scooter we rode, but we was there.
Name all the people that was in Foundation at the time for those who don't know.
Sheesh, you want me to name all of them?
Well, at least the main factors that we can sort of say.
All right. So we had Casper, Swings, Grimm, David. Yo, I can't remember. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, that's one of the iconic, Krump groups put together in Krump history. A lot of people don't even know about, especially
Yeah.
with this new generation that just coming into Krump. This is one of the things that I wanted to put, these episodes together to kind of pay homage to the forefathers of this Krump movement,
Yeah.
so they can know, their history. Because a lot of cats, they just want to just come in and dance and don't take the time to know, like, kind of like say, like, pay you guys the proper homage that you deserve.
Yeah.
At least for what I see.
I'm trying to get all the facts.
Yeah, definitely. So going back to like the Krump Kings, from your perspective, why do you think the Krump Kings ended?
To be honest, I wasn't like since China, like I felt like I wasn't really part of the Crumb Kings. because I was never put onto the website, which it didn't matter. But the thing was, when we all had this pool party and we was all like coming together, having a Krump Kings barbecue or something like that, it just, after that, I just kind of like fell away from it. So then I just stood, I don't know. It wasn't nothing to me back then. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. It just wasn't my vibe at the time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't like the way certain people were running things. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It was too much.
Hearing this from like everyone that was in that film, man, it's so many crazy stories. Wow. Crazy.
Lots of it.
So, you know, after Krump Kings SK was formed, why did you lead to the SK section?
It was more of like the liveness, I guess. And I think it was after like Foundation, we kind of became our own people. Then I joined SK, and then I just started hanging out with everybody. And that was like the type of people that I function with. So then, I don't know, it was just a group that I thought it was for me at the time.
It's a lot of people that say that Ches, you know, had a lot of control over everyone. That's why a lot of people, you know, kind of went to SK. Is that accurate?
Nah, it was just more of an inspiration, like inspiring thing. Like he would sit there and say some uplifting things to certain people. But the only thing that I didn't like is if one person didn't like a certain crew, then the whole group got to not like them. You know what I mean? I did not like that. So it was just more of like follow the leader kind of thing. But I don't know.
Man, I love the honesty. I definitely love the honesty, man.
I mean, they all cool, but like I just feel like as all individuals, like they better to their self. It's cool to be a group, but for me, that group just wasn't for me either.
Right. Like I could give a better example of what you were saying. Like one of the things that I thought was whack with SK is like when ER, you know, RIP to ER, when he battled Solo, and then like one Solo round, like all y'all kind of dipped out and it was kind of like talking shit. Do you remember that?
In a way, yeah, but I didn't have no beef with Solo. Like it was just more of like the leader. Everyone's following the leader. You know what I mean? And I'm just friends with everybody. Like I'm not that type of person. If you beefing with this person, then on to the next, you know, whatever. It just wasn't me. Like, so everybody, like, yeah, of course, everybody was playing follow the leader, but I'm still going to be friends with Solo. I'm still going to be friends with all these other people. You know, if you didn't like them, I'm still going to be friends.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad to hear that because, you know, you guys, a lot of you guys got you probably don't know or don't care. Like a lot of you guys that was in that group got a lot of sting from, like you said, the follower, the leader mentality. Like a lot of you guys really thought that was you when actually, you know, it was the top of the food chain, which we, you know, but you know, you guys can't be faulted for that because you loyal to the crew that you was in.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that crew, Street Kingdom, it was just more of like a big hype up, you know, crew. Like it was just more like people getting gigs here, jobs here, you know, certain things here. And I don't know if people were using like Chez's name or trying to use all that platform, but it was just more of, you know, people just wanting to find more from that crew. Like I understand it's worldwide, you know, you got SK out in Russia, you got SK here, SK there, but where's SK now? Man. You know, and it's like people follow that leader, but he's somewhere else, and you still got these ones that are out here trying to do the living of, you know, spiritual thing. So I don't know. It's a whole different story to all that.
What's your thought on the like dancers having like each dancer having a different reason for why they was dancing, like the spiritual, worldly, and all that, et cetera, et cetera. Did you ever fall into that like kind of like, I don't want to say trap, but like that mindset where you felt like you had to be the
super godly and
yeah.
No, honestly, when it came to dancing, I took it as like I got anger problems, so I had to, go through anger management, and that was my anger release. And just as a dancer, since I was young, they said dance is an expression. So that was my way of expressing myself, is through my dance. If I can't sit here and tell you how I feel, I'm gonna tell you through my dance. So from the whole spiritual thing, my family is Catholic, and I went and found Christ by myself, by different people telling me things, by going to Chez's church and then going to church out here at Joey's dad's church. So it was just more of me getting more into it with myself for God, with God, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So just me understanding like the type of woman that I was going to be, it was just, let me try and be spiritual. Mm-hmm. And I was trying, but then again, like, I felt like I was receiving a lot of blessings, but then of course we all sinned here and there. And then it was like, I can't keep up with it, So I'm just like, I'm not going to sit there and say the whole world is worldly. But like when we went to Sacramento, we battled the turfing crew. It was like the holy versus the worldly. It was, we was like, oh, they worldly, they smoking weed, they worldly. Like we just acted like that. You know what I mean? It was weird at that time. And I was still young. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Mm-hmm. I was just excited to dance. So
right. Wow, man.
Yeah.
Man, interview's been so dope, man, because you just hear like a lot of exclusive stuff that, I kind of knew most of it, but a lot of people don't know. So I'm glad that you're very honest and open about, the questions that I'm asking. So like towards the end of SK or that might have been the end. Or no, because you guys were Street Kingdom in the ABC dance competition, right?
ABDC, yeah.
ABC, whatever it's called. You guys were Street Kingdom then, though, right?
Yeah.
How did that all, like, you guys clicked up, and how did it all get put together?
Well, technically, it was just all in, I think it was Beast Garage. We was just all like talking about like who we was going to try out for it and all that stuff. So we were choosing people, and I guess Chez was choosing people, and he wanted to choose his top people that he felt like could do choreo. We had people try out though. We ain't gonna lie. Like they was trying out, but really? It was more of the fact that if you can stick to Krump choreo, and then, try and throw in a little sexy just in case, then yeah, you could be part of it. So we wanted to just keep it a top 10, and they needed a female. So I was always with the crew, and I was always labbing with them. So it was me, and I felt bad because Daisy was in the garage with us. You know what I mean? So I was just like looking like, okay, well, Daisy's a top hitter and stuff like that. And it just got to a point where me and her was like, no, it's okay, so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that she wasn't included in that.
Yeah, I was surprised myself.
Wow. So, as you mentioned earlier in that interview, you were very emotional. Could you kind of like take us back to why you got so emotional in that interview?
With Daisy?
No, with the competition.
Oh, with what we was going through during the competition?
Oh, so that's why you were emotional.
Are you talking about in the beginning where I started crying?
Yeah, in the church or wherever you was at.
Oh, no. I always get emotional when I talk about my dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But they was trying to break me down. They was talking about, like, so where are your parents at right now? Kind of deal. And to be honest, like my dad, we don't have a good connection. He wasn't in my life like that. And I was such a daddy's girl. So after that, like when he came back, I was 19. Then him and my mom remarried. But it was hard for him to tell me that he loved me or whatever throughout the whole time of my life, even till this day. But when he came to the show, it was like he was there to support me while my mom was in the Philippines. And I appreciated it. And when we went on stage and we was about to start our performance or fixing makeup, fixing hair and all that stuff while we were on stage, my dad kind of stood up in the crowd and was like, "I love you, Melissa." And I was just like, "You talking to me?"
Oh,
Then he
wow.
started talking to little mama and was like, "You guys be nice to this crew and take care of my daughter." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like I felt it at that moment, but then life goes on.
I wonder why that they didn't add like the question. They just shot you just saying, with your emotional spill at that moment.
Yeah, talking about I went through a hard time growing up and all that stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a tough time because I was trying to fill that void of wanting love from my dad. So I would just try and find like the next person to date and just tell him I love him quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. We all go through that,
Oh
man.
yeah.
I'm just happy to hear that, you doing your thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people, in your situation, that's hard to recover from, A lot
Oh
of
yeah.
people, that's like permanent damage. And this is dope to hear that, you were able to recover and, get to where you are in life today.
Most definitely.
So one thing that I've saved this question for is like the first female I was able to have because I kind of want to know. So, throughout our whole life, we went through all social media phases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the social media phases, which one has been your favorite?
I would say MySpace.
I knew you was going to say that.
MySpace and AIM.
Bro,
If AIM wasn't part of the social media, it wasn't. MySpace, only reason because I used to hook up my page. And I'm such a computer nerd. Like, I took computers. Like, I'm really good in computers. So I was sitting there, like, putting music in my background, like, deleting certain codes, adding codes,
Mm-hmm.
It was just, yeah. I had that glittery background.
Yeah, man. I always say that, like, the best era of Krump is MySpace era.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
It sucks for these new dancers. They don't even know, like, they can never even experience any of that, man.
Yo, they don't know what Black Planet is.
Wow.
Real shit.
Well, damn. Let me find out that you know about that.
What you mean? I used to have a Black Planet.
Oh, man. You're giving us an exclusive. Melissa, this is dope, man. So, you're one of the most dopest female Krumpers ever. Who's your top 5 all-time female Krumpers? And I'll give
Top 5. I knew this was coming. It was either who's your top favorites, but no, my top 5, not in order. Okay. So it was Queen Bee, Daisy, of course, and then Miss Prissy, and then Pixie. Pixie was my dog. I loved her little rugged style. And then Girl Grimm.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then my girl Tinsley.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that was 6, but shoot, there you go.
I'll give you mine. Mine, you probably won't even, a couple of these, you're going to be probably surprised. So I got Prissy, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got Daisy, number 2. I got you, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
I got Princess Rascal, number 4.
Ooh.
Yo, bro, I'm a scientist of Krump, man.
Yo. Okay, who's the last one?
Crucial.
Crucial. Dope. Hey, we got a battle coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You probably was surprised when I said Princess Rascal, huh?
Yo, she was dope.
Bro, no one even knows. No one even really knows who that is, though.
Wow.
You'll be surprised.
Look, during those what was those sessions called? Oh my God. Look, I'm a hot mess. She used to come up in those sessions. Like she used to wear these little, I don't know if they were wife beaters or like tank tops, but her long arms, like it always set her crump. Like it was just, she was just raw and buck as hell.
Yo, Extreme Movement is the best group ever, if you ask me.
You know what? I got one dancer, one crumper that I technically feel that a lot of females should watch out for. Like,
who's that?
Dead ass. Like I was out in Oakland 2 weeks ago and I'm sitting there watching her like, yo, she scares me. Like that's crazy. Her buckness is really dope as hell. It's Princess Brawley.
I heard some things, man.
Her body control, her like everything. Like she just be like gliding and then do some crazy crump. Like it's just insane. Like I don't know how people feel, but I think she's dope as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's some person I was just like, what? You want my name too? Okay.
Yeah, yo, I was, I was privileged to interview, a dancer from that area, which is, Bullethead. He said a lot of dope stuff about you, how you came and, you put on for Krump, man, as being an OG and a legend. Yeah, they said a lot of that was dope, man, for you to do that.
Yeah.
You were talking about how like having a person like you come and kind of like shed a little light on that area. Like he was that was dope for you to do that.
Well, thank you.
You also doing judging events, right?
Yeah.
When's your next one? Or this one you get booked?
Yeah. So as soon as somebody say, look, we need you to come through, I'm there.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about people having like acknowledging like your Krump respect as far as like them booking you being a judge, they like have you there?
To be honest, like it's still kind of weird, I guess. I'm just like me, like I didn't find out like what was special, but I mean, I just put in my work of just me expressing myself and you guys want me to come share and judge a dance event. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I worked hard, I play hard, and then I made my name. I made who I am. You know what I mean? So I guess I should start acknowledging it. Mm-hmm. But I had fell off for 8 years and I was just like, ain't nobody gonna remember me. It's not right. And then once I battled Trinity, my girl Trinity, it was like, oh my God, people just remembered me. I was like, what the fuck? It tripped me out. I mean, I don't know. When people go away for a long time, it's like certain people you just can't remember. You know what I mean? But I guess I was like the person to stand out and,
Yeah. I mean, there's not a lot of people like myself and a few others who like respected the Krump history to know like who's who, what they did as far as in the Krump movement. Like we weren't some of the people that just came in and danced and said like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you talked about taking that break, like what was your original thought process priority when you was like, okay, Krump is not like my main factor at this time of my life?
I was waiting for it. Well, that was actually after ABDC. So in 2011, around that time when we got off the show, I kind of came back to Oceanside, moved back to Oceanside. And it was just more of my dad pushing me like, yo, the dancing is not going to do anything for you and it's not going to get you nowhere. You need to get a job if you're going to still live here and blah, blah, blah. So I ended up working back with my mom on Camp Pendleton, which I'm still there now. And then I had met this person and I was dating that person and it turned out to be where he had kids and I never dated anybody with kids. I ain't got no kids, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna date somebody with kids. So throughout that time of dating him, it was like, all right, so maybe I should try and start a family. I would love to have kids, you know, and kind of raise them to be a mini me. But yeah, it wasn't happening. And I was like, oh no, let me get back to my dreams. Cause I still watch a lot of videos,
Right.
and I'm still watching. That way I can still stay updated. And it got to a point where when Yaya started coming out and going into Street Kingdom, and I was like, okay, that's when I left, was that, you know, like a switch kind of thing. And I remember on the show, we were trying to tell her, you should start crumping. And she was just so stuck with like the I and me. So we were like teaching them on the side a little bit, but it was just, yeah, I just had to come back. I missed it. And I was just like always trying to lab, but I had went through a process where I hit depression and I hit rock bottom, and I just had bad anxiety. I was sad about a lot of things. I was in pain. I was hurting, and I got fat. Oh my God. I went from 238 and, you know, to now how I am. I kind of recollected myself, gathered myself, went healthier, and now I'm 161. So I feel better about myself. Mm-hmm. And I just feel motivated. Back then, I mean, a few years ago, nah, you would not catch me motivated. I would just eat and cover depression with cigarettes.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, man.
Crazy.
Man, it's just, man, I feel privileged for you, you know, to share this story on my platform. I didn't think, man, man, that's appreciated.
Look, we all go through a test for it to be a testimony now.
It's facts, though. You know,
yeah,
a lot of people in this world that they're ashamed to admit that, you know, they went through depression or is currently going through depression. Because I've been through depression where I had to see, you know, a specialist,
yeah,
you know, all kinds of stuff like that. And, you know, I just want people that's tuning in and those that's going to watch this in the future, like, don't be embarrassed to, like, you know, admit, you know, where your life mindset is, or, you know, also.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So hopefully, you know, people that's watching this, you know, they can be like, okay, since Kissa said, you know, that's what she went through, maybe I can acknowledge mine. So
yeah, but it's, you know, in all reality, it's really our choice. Do we choose to be sad, or do we choose to be happy? I was in a bad situation where I just chose that. You know, I chose to be sad because I was always a forgiving person. Not everybody can have a forgiveness. So you can forgive that person, yeah, but you're never going to forget. That's what they say, right?
Right.
But it's deep down inside, you never forgave them because you didn't forgive yourself for taking them back and putting you back into that situation. So it's like I had to relearn and reconnect myself who as I am as a woman, and know my worth. And once I found that, then my suicidal thoughts went out the door. Me wanting to hurt somebody went out the door. And I just replaced them with different things. Like me wanting to fight somebody, I got into boxing. So me wanting to sit there and just go smoke a cigarette, it's like, instead of smoking a cigarette, I've been clean off of cigarettes for 6 years. But it was more of just me walking and drinking lots of water. So, yeah.
Yeah, man. Salute to you on your, you know, your long stint for not having cigarettes. Man, damn.
Look, I was just following the trend.
Yo, no one would,
bad.
No one would know, man. No one would know. Holy shit. Damn, man, you giving me great content. I appreciate that. So, like, what were your highs and lows from your Krump career?
My highs and lows, I would say my highs was more of me in the beginning of my Krump. My lows was when I joined Street Kingdom.
Really?
Yeah. And then my highs after is now. Okay.
Man, I want to say something real quick, Melissa, man. Like, you'll be surprised how many people that's calling me like all day, well, dancers calling me all day, every day to like come on the platform and tell their story. But it's one thing that like each dancer is saying that they're mentally destroyed from that era.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man. I would never. Oh,
the only thing that I feel like it destroyed a lot of people was the faith part. You know, like they, like when you put Krump, of course they're gonna say Krump stands for Kingdom Radically Uplifted Mighty Praise, right?
mm-hmm.
But it's just as like being a person who is following that whole faith trait, it was like more of a wrong following. I don't know. I just don't know how to explain it. Like some people believe in different things. So when you hear something of the same kind of word and they rephrase it different, and then you hear somebody who says it correct, it was like a shut off to that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever they said that wasn't really correct because you just gave me the word of something that wasn't in the Bible. That was just you telling me. But then when you actually have somebody who's spiritually known, like for all that, you know, word and stuff, and they sit there and correct you with it, it was like, who is right? You know? So I think that's where it kind of messed up a lot of people, and it kind of questioned God a lot when like a lot of people, they're trying to question like who's this, or who is my God, or something like that, you know? It was just a whole bunch of mixtures. So that's when I was thinking, like, you don't need the four walls. The four walls is within.
Mm-hmm.
Do your own studying. All these books over here, all these books down here, I do my own. I always get like prayers books, you know, anything that's uplifting.
Right, man. Especially, I think from my point of view, that for like me being on the outside, I think a lot of people are damaged, especially currently, because they see like those leaders that was preaching that, like how their life is now. So it's like, you were hella hypocritical, man, when you was preaching this shit, and like, look how your life is now.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, man.
Yep.
Holy shit.
It's a whole different era when it comes to people believing in the Krump world with God, and then they separate it as like the sinners on this side and then the believers on this side.
Facts.
Yeah, it was just all crazy.
What's your advice for the new female dancers that's trying to like have a legacy like how you have?
Something that I told all the females in Oakland when I was out there, they had us introduce ourselves to everybody before the event started. And I was just telling them, like, for all the women out there, like, as a woman, we're no different from man, right? So we have to hold that pedestal also. Like, if it takes for you to throw 3 arm swings in one swing, then we're going to try and do it. But always, always hold your ground. Stay true to yourself. Don't let nobody punk you, tear you down, you know. Mm-hmm. Just know who you are as a dancer. Mm-hmm. If you feel like you on that level, then you stay on that level or even rise higher. If you feel like you ain't there yet, take a step every time. You know, I mean, to be honest, as me, like, yeah, I'm a dancer and I Krump, all that stuff, but I look at everyone in this generation now for this Krump as more as like an update. I got to update myself because I'm used to that raw, that grimy Krump, you know what I mean? Where Miss Prissy spit on me one time and then I'm sitting here getting like arm swings thrown right past my face. Like, I'm used to that kind of Krump. Mm-hmm. And now it's a different generation of how it evolved to a different kind of scene. So I'm trying to step my game up, you know, as an OG. It's all right. You know, sometimes we gotta follow the trend, but that's one thing I gotta pick myself back up because I was more into like doing all tricks and combos and stuff. And I think that's what I'm gonna pick back up on. So
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying is earlier when I was kind of like describing your style, like you're more the one technical, put together, man. And like you were more technical than a lot of dudes. Like I always like, yo, I know Kisses and Smoke some of them dudes, man, but wow, man. So like, where was your style created? Because, you know, everyone say like, oh, my character created this style, or my style came from like my expression, how I was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
How was your style created?
My style, because everyone knows me as a goofy person, laughing, whatever. But my style was more of like a, I don't care, like a bully, aggressive, because I always been bullied in like middle school, and I've never been on a one-on-one fight. I've always been jumped because I always hung out with guys. I didn't really like hanging out with females. So I always grew up with just all guys. And it got to a point where people would just bully me over stupid things, or sit there and try and bully my brother. And I used to get mad. So at the time I learned how to do self-defense, and I think my style just came from me just trying that character, like showing them like, okay, well, you bullied me, now it's my turn. But as my outside character, it's just more of a loving kind of person, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I guess I could say that's where it came from. But mm-hmm. And my anger management, because I was an angry child growing up.
Get out of Dodge. No way.
I was always running away. Wow. I never wanted to be home. I hate staying in one place. I got ADHD. I can't stay in one place. Damn, I'm a jittery person.
man, like I said, man, these gems that like, man, I didn't think you was gonna, you know, wow.
Be honest.
Yeah. Because, you know, a lot of people come on here and be this like biased, man. They like to give like a fairy tale life, but you know, I want to bring people. I started the Krump blog, and to like mm-hmm. kind of like bring like the real shit, but be like, you know, like kind of on the smooth side, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, definitely appreciate it. So we're gonna update, you know, to your current life right now, which is, you know, you're very known for your TikTok videos. How did you, you know, fall in love with the TikTok?
I don't know. It was just more of like, because I used to do stuff like that back then. Like I used to just always act out in like different characters, or like do goofy stuff. And I just wanted to see like how it worked. So I started trying it one day, and all of a sudden I wanted to make more videos.
How many followers do you got?
Huh?
How many followers do you got?
Not enough.
Hey man, this is what we can get you a good promotion right now.
Hit that follow.
For real. Follow. What's your tag name on there so people can know where to check you out at?
It is at Kisses Duh Great. Same name like my Instagram.
All right. Y'all go follow Kisses, man, on the TikTok, man. Get her followers up.
At least like one, you know.
Yeah, a few more questions. So, you know, far as that I've known you had like, out of the females, you always had the dope drip when it comes to kicks, right?
Uh-huh.
Let me know some of your favorite pair of shoes.
Well, my all favorites is my Timbs.
Really?
For sure. Yeah. Because a Timbs is like a woman heel to me. It's thick and it's a little bit heavy. And when you walk with it, it's like, bitch, I'm coming through. That's just me, because I'm not really a heels person. So Tim's was like my favorite mm-hmm. at the time. And then now it's just more of like Nikes, Dunks, whatever, you know. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Wow. Man. Tim's woman, I see.
Yeah.
Tim's. So we're gonna got two more questions for you. Now, let's get into, you know, the question that me and you was, you know, kind of talking about the other day. Tattoos. You ready?
Okay.
So you're very known to have a lot of artwork. And there's 3 tattoos that, you know, I don't know if you still got them. You may have. But
am I going to get an eraser?
Hey, you never know, man. You never know. I wanted to ask you, like, because I know those tattoos are like part of like your, you know, life, career. Mm-hmm. First, we're gonna start from the top to the, you know, all the way to the bottom, right? So
water with them.
Oh shit. All right.
Okay, go ahead.
So, do you still have in the back of your neck? Why you laughing?
Because I know what you're going to say.
Yo, I told you I'm a scientist with this shit, man.
Do I still have LC kisses?
Yes, with the lips.
Facts. All facts. I do, because I made that name.
So you, even though you're not Lady Crush no more, you still feel like...
It don't stand for Lady Crush.
What did it stand for then?
LC Kisses. That's me.
So
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I hate joking so much, man. I see you're a jokester.
Yeah, it's still back there.
Why did you get it at the time?
Because I was proud of my name, and I was proud of like my character with Crush Fam, you know? Like Crush is a dope dancer for himself. Like I respect Crush.
Right.
That was a really good fam. Mm-hmm. Like when we was all in Vegas, like we was a fam. Like it was tight.
Why did you end up leaving that fam?
That's when I went to Street Kingdom. Yep. That was when I kind of like, or me and Crush, we had beef with each other. Yeah, that was what it was. We had beef with each other, and then it just turned into a point where LC was just done. That's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want no big homies. I just want to be to myself. So I was kisses for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, man. See, you probably didn't even know that I knew that. Go to the next one. All right, so on one, I want to say it's your left arm, right? And I don't want you to think I'm some creep of like, how does this nigga know all this shit? But I'm just very detailed, and like I pay attention to a lot of shit. So you got I don't know if you still got it. You might have, but the globe, right?
It's my right arm. Yep.
Yeah, globe, right?
With the hands and the heart.
Right. So is that a testament to like exactly?
I mean, it's
you can't really see it though.
Let me see.
Right.
So let me show you. So I have on here, which it says Switzerland, New Zealand, Hong Kong, Paris, ABDC 6, and Kansas.
Damn.
The only reason why I have that on here is because it's like a staircase going up to heaven of things that I have accomplished down on earth. And so I put those names on here because that's the places that I feel that I have accomplished, and I was proud of myself. Right. Like I didn't need nobody to be proud of me. I just needed to be proud of myself by me accomplishing, by traveling and getting booked since 2007 when I was only 19 at the time. So, you know, that's where my career set off. And I just needed something that was going to be memorable to me. And that was it.
So out of all those places that you touched down throughout your life, which one has like been like your standoutish, like kind of favorite?
New Zealand. I went there twice. That's my favorite place. Beautiful. People are amazing.
I heard a lot about that, man. I heard a lot. I heard like that's a great place to visit. Yes.
Like everything is green. And I ain't talking about the green. I'm talking about like you go outside and you see some grass growing in between the concrete and it is bright green. Like it is beautiful out there.
Mm-hmm. Damn.
Food is amazing. People feed you. It's like they call themselves Moris, but it's like Samoans, you know, different type of Asian cultures out there or islander cultures. Mm-hmm. So that was more of like a beautiful.
Right. Wow. Last one.
Oh, Lord.
The famous tattoo. You have a tattoo famous or F? Why are you laughing?
Because it's horrible.
Yo, why you laughing like I don't know what I'm talking about, man? See, now you got these, hey, yo, you got these people viewing this like, man, what is this nigga talking about?
No. Because I knew like those tattoos were just gonna stand out. Like they're horrible. But the famous tattoo is a star. I don't know why. I drew it out, and my neighbor said he did tattoos at the time, and he just got out of jail and all this kind of shit. So I was like, okay, you do tattoos, and it was free. So he was like, just do a drawing or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I know how to draw. And I drew out like this star with some heels holding some scissors, and it's stitched out or whatever. And it says like famous across, right? And like it was cutting itself out. The meaning of it, because I wanted to be famous, but
right.
I wanted to be the person to stand out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, next. You want to talk about my newest tattoo?
Yeah.
You want to talk about these tattoos or what?
Yo, yeah. Your latest one. What's the meaning behind your latest one?
Of the butterflies going up to, what is that? A tiger. Let me show you. Yeah. So butterflies are representing my growth of me growing into a stronger woman. And all of these right here, I got my M right here for me because I'm holding myself with my chain. That's me right here, okay? And this is my crown, and it's holding itself as in a woman of empowerment. So reminding myself of my worth, of how far I came. I could have been doing all types of drugs or something, or an alcoholic. I have a family, my family, they're all drinkers. So I'm not really a drinker. So I try to be different. So this is like pretty much representing of my strength and just becoming a stronger woman and encouraging and, you know, just changing who I am for better.
Now, do some of those tattoos like help, like as a testament to like your life? Like when you say like strength, do you like wake up and be like, just in case like you ever have like a down day, you can look at your arm and be like, yo, this is, you know?
You know, honestly, I put this on the inside because I sleep right here. I sleep on my my right side. So this is, it says, laugh as much as you breathe, love as long as you live. And that's what I like to live by.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, you only live once, man. And, you
right.
know, people, man, that's watching and, you know, tuning in the future, man, enjoy life, man. You only get one get around. Don't be all down and out and, man, take, you know, just live life to the fullest, man.
Yeah.
Real shit. Real shit. Last question. If you weren't, you know, if Krump wasn't never a part of your life, what you think you would have been doing from the time you started to now?
I think I would either be, I've always wanted to be a lawyer or a designer.
So you're into fashion.
Yeah.
Why never pursued like the lawyer or fashion?
I don't know. I just hung out with the wrong people. It kind of like shift my mindset. You know what I mean? So like my family, like they had friends that were like lawyers and stuff. And I was hanging out with those kids. And then when Camp Pendleton, you know, Marines, they get deployed. So when they leave, they're gone. So it's like I lost my friend who was part of a lawyer family. And then it's all of a sudden now I'm friends with these new people. Then I'm friends with these new people. It's like an ongoing kind of thing. So I guess my mindset was like shifting everywhere. So I went through a stage where I wanted to be a masseuse. And I was like, you know, I got these man hands. I was like, I might as well get into, massaging. That's good money, right? But then I was like, I get a little cracks here and there. I was like, no, never mind. So I don't know. It's just, I have a lot of things that I'm trying to just unlock and then try and do, you know? Mm-hmm. But the biggest thing that I do want to do is open a dance studio out here.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
So you plan, like, would you want to like teach? Would it be strictly Krump or like all styles?
I would be it's more of like a hip hop and then a Krump, and then I would have some like people kind of like come in and do a class or share their kind of style, you know what I mean? But I mostly wanted to do as an event kind of thing. Like how they booked me from One Up Crew, they booked me to go out there to their studio. And it was just like a very motivating and inspirational kind of thing, because it pushed me to want to write out my whole platform on starting a little dance studio out here. But I'm trying to find an underground dance studio because I want to call it, you know, the underground hype. Wow. And just have people come in, and it's a way, you know, dancing is a way to save people.
I agree.
I'm not talking spiritually. I'm just talking about like expression, you know, like free yourself and stay out of the trouble, whatever. Yeah.
Last question for the night. And, you know, you gave us a dope episode. I know you was going to pull through. Definitely appreciate it. What would be a perfect date for Melissa?
A perfect date. I'm more of a sightseer. So I don't want to go to a movie, because then you got to be quiet in a movie theater, and then your hand gets all nervous and you just start, you know, I don't like all that. I like to talk. So I want to just get to know the inner soul. So my date would be like maybe out to eat, of course, you know, because I need to see how you eat. I just can't be sitting there like, you know, then I don't know. But it's just
how you eat?
No, I'd be like this.
Get the fuck out of this. Come on, stop.
No, I be grubbing, okay? So you gonna tell me you paying for it? Shit, I'm gonna buy the cheapest thing. No, but this just mostly like I'm a talking, like long walks and talks, you know. I love the beach. I love the scenes. Like we could go to like whatever, I don't know, a lake, sitting by the ocean, sitting on some rocks. Yeah. Just
vibing out, right?
Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah, that's dope.
I don't like people to try and impress. Like, you don't have to impress me. Just, I want to know who you are. You know what I mean? Not the side that you're trying to put up front, you know? Because later down the line, you're going to find out who the hell they are.
Man, you took the words out of my mouth, man.
So, I ain't trying to find out later.
Yeah, we all been through that, man. So, hey, all you fellas, I don't know if, you know, Melissa's single or not, but, you know, just in case you want to shoot your shot, you know her perfect dating style.
Look, it's going to be a long time. Because I'm learning to love myself.
Yeah, man.
I ain't dating to date. I'm dating to marry that right person.
I hear that, man.
Yeah, I'm not going to waste another soul many years, you know. I'm not going to waste it. So
people don't know that, you know, when your time is wasted, that's shit that's time that you can never get back, yo. A lot of people take that for granted, and that's like a huge, especially from my end, like when you be wasting your time, you're like, yo, I can't get that shit back, man.
No.
Yeah, somebody said,
you really can't.
Showtime said put a ring on it and that's it. I know that's right, Show. I hear that, man. Hey, yo, Melissa, let me know where they can follow you at.
Well, everybody, you can follow me on Instagram at Kisses Da Great with a KISSESDAGREAT, all one word. Same for TikTok. My Twitter, I gotta change it, but I don't be on it, so I ain't gonna say it. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, man. Hey, yo, Melissa, man, I just want to say, you know, thank you for, you know, blessing not just my platform, but like I said, man, a lot of these people, man, I get blown up every day. Like, yo, could you get this person? I'm like, yo, all I can do is reach out. You know, if they, you know, they agree to it or not. But you know, we went through a little struggle, but we got it done, man.
Like 2 weeks later.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely gonna enjoy this episode, and I want to also say salute to you for opening up and being comfortable to like share like some deep stuff, a story that that you're going through in life, man. I definitely know that it will touch like a lot of people, so definitely salute you for that. Yeah, man.
I do want to say no shots fired towards anybody. I ain't beefing with nobody. I'm living a good life. Got a new job, a good job, so I'm good. I'm in a stable mindset where I'm trying to stay focused. I ain't got beef with nobody. I'm just trying to get back into dance, be who I was, and continue to be successful. Well, and I appreciate you.
Yeah, facts. I'm gonna be one of those, that send you all positive vibes and positive energy, your way. So, man, keep doing your thing, Kisses, man. Definitely happy that, you was able to pull up on the show tonight.
Pull up like, hey, here I am. Oh, watch out now. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, you already know, man. Have a good one, Kisses.
All right, you too.
Right. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
Everybody that's tuned in, man, make sure y'all like and subscribe to the channel. Krump Talk episode 18. Kisses just blessed us with a dope episode. So you already know my slogan. I'm just a guy that like to talk about reality. Peace.